The KGB, also known as the Committee for State Security, was the primary security agency of the Soviet Union from 1954 to 1991. It was responsible for a wide range of activities, including counterintelligence, internal security, and secret police functions. The KGB played a significant role in Soviet history, serving as a powerful tool for the Communist Party to maintain control over the population and suppress dissent. The KGB's reach extended into all aspects of Soviet society, including the government, military, and even cultural organizations. Its reputation for secrecy and brutality made it one of the most feared institutions of the Soviet Union. The KGB's origins can be traced back as early as the days as the Russian Revolution, where the Bolsheviks established the Cheka, or the All-Russian Extraordinary Commission for Combating Counter-Revolution and Sabotage. The Cheka was responsible for investigating and suppressing political dissent and was known for its brutal tactics, including mass executions and the use of concentration camps. In 1922, the Cheka was renamed the GPU, or State Political Administration, and was placed under the control of the Soviet government. The GPU was responsible for maintaining internal security and suppressing political opposition. The GPU continued to use brutal tactics, including mass repression and forced collectivization. In 1934, the GPU was renamed the NKVD, or the People's Commissariat for Internal Affairs. During Stalin's reign, the KGB, which was known as the NKVD, played a key role in implementing and carrying out Stalin's policies of repression and terror. The organization was responsible for carrying out the Great Purge, a campaign of political repression and mass killings that took place from 1936 to 1938. The NKVD was responsible for identifying, arresting, and executing perceived enemies of the state, including political opponents, intellectuals, and members of ethnic and religious minorities. The NKVD also oversaw the forced collectivization of agriculture, whilst also overseeing the establishment of the Gulag system of labour camps. The organisation was also involved in espionage, both domestically and internationally, as well as propaganda and censorship. Its leader, Nikolai Yezhov, oversaw the execution of hundreds and thousands of people. Stalin eventually replaced him with Beria, who oversaw the NKVD until he was disbanded. During World War II, the KGB, known at the time as the NKVD, played a crucial role in Soviet intelligence gathering, whilst also playing a crucial role in counterintelligence efforts. They were responsible for identifying and neutralizing potential traitors and spies, as well as conducting Renaissance sabotage behind enemy lines. The KGB also played a key role in the repression and persecution of perceived enemies of the state, including mass deportations and executions of ethnic minorities and political dissidents, such as Jews. During the Cold War, the KGB continued to play a central role in Soviet intelligence gathering. They were responsible for gathering information on foreign countries and governments, as well as identifying and neutralizing potential spies and traitors. The KGB also played a role in the suppression of political dissent and the persecution of, again, enemies of the state, including use of secret police and forced labour camps. In addition, the KGB played a role in covert operations and espionage, including the use of agents and spy networks in foreign countries to influence global politics and gain access to sensitive private information. Overall, the KGB was a powerful and feared entity, playing a central role in Soviet politics and foreign policy for many years. The KGB, otherwise known as the Committee for State Security, also played a significant role in both the Soviet Union's domestic surveillance, but also the repression of political dissidents. The organisation was tasked with maintaining order and preventing opposition to the Communist Party's rule. To accomplish this, the KGB engaged in a widespread surveillance program of the population, including the monitoring of telephone conversations, mail, and other forms of communication, almost like a Soviet Gestapo. They also kept close tabs on political enemies, including those who opposed the government's policies or advocated for human rights. The KGB often used brutal tactics such as imprisonment, torture, and execution to silence and intimidate those who spoke out against the government. Many political dissidents were sent to labour camps or psychiatric hospitals as a punishment only for their beliefs. The KGB's actions had a chilling effect on political dissent and contributed to the Soviet Union's reputation as a police state. Vladimir Putin, the current president of Russia, began his career in the KGB. He spent a total of 16 years from 1975 working in the agency, rising to the rank of lieutenant colonel. During his time with the KGB, Putin was primarily stationed in East Germany, where he served as an intelligence officer. After the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, Putin transferred to the Federal Security Service, otherwise known as the FSB, which was the KGB's main successor agency. Putin's experience in the KGB and the FSB has been a significant aspect of his political career, and he's been known to use his intelligence background to his advantage in both domestic and foreign affairs. Some have criticised him for using the Kremlin security services to silence opponents and for fostering a culture of secrecy and repression even in the modern day, showing that the KGB's influence still runs rife in Russia. The fall of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked the end of the Cold War and the beginning of a new era in modern history. One of the most significant changes that occurred as a result of this event was the dissolution of the KGB. The KGB was a powerful intelligence and security agency that helped play a major role in Soviet politics and society for decades. As the Union collapsed, the KGB's domestic and foreign intelligence operations were terminated, and its vast network of agents and informants was disbanded. The organisation's vast archives were open to the public, revealing many secrets about its activity and operations. In the years that followed, the Russian Federation created a new intelligence agency, the FSB, to take on many of the functions previously performed by the KGB. However, the legacy of the KGB continues to be a controversial and widely debated topic, with many Russians and non-Russians alike questioning the actions of the agency and its leaders during the Soviet era. In conclusion, the KGB played a significant role in Soviet history, from its origins in the Cheka to its evolution into the NKVD and later into the KGB. The organisation was tasked with maintaining state security and suppressing political dissent. The KGB also played a major role during Stalin's reign, the Great Purge, as well as during World War II and the Cold War. Its domestic surveillance and repression of political dissidents was a defining feature of the Soviet Union. With the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, with the KGB dissolved, but its legacy and impacts on Russian history and politics can still be felt to this day. Thank you for watching.